Hello everyone, and welcome back to Unbound Learners Pre-K. How are you all feeling today? Oh, that's great to hear. Are you ready to start off with our good morning song? Let's make our arms into a circle out in front of us like this, then raise them up high, and let's give a little stretch from side to side. One more time, and then we're going to bring our arms back out in front of us like this. Now it's time to sing. Good morning, dear earth. Good morning, dear sun. Good morning, dear rocks and flowers, everyone. Good morning, dear beast and birds in the trees. Good morning to you and good morning to me. I hope that you all are having a wonderful day so far. Let's get started with our calendar and weather chart. Let's see, so we are going to start with the month. January. The month is January, and today is January 20th. So let's move the chip over from yesterday, which was the 19th, to the number 20. So we say that today is January 20th, and the year is 2021. You're right, friends. Let's count all the days that we've had so far in the month of January together. Let me see those counting fingers. And we have to warm them up like this. We have quite a lot of counting to do. Are you ready to count with me? Let's start up here at the top at the number 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Whew, good counting, friends. So today is January 20th, 2021. Now it's time to sing the days of the week together. So let me see 7 fingers for 7 days. Very good. There are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days in a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And if we go down, 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 yesterday was Tuesday. You're right. So that means that today must be Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. And if today is Wednesday, tomorrow must be Thursday. But let's go back to today and we'll sing Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, today is Wednesday, today is Wednesday all day long. Today is Wednesday, today is Wednesday, today is Wednesday all day long. Back up here, we have our season. Does anybody know what the season is? Winter. You're right, friends. The season is winter. What do you like to do in the winter time? I like to play outside in the snow in the winter time at my house. Speaking of snow, let's go down to the weather. And it's time to sing our weather song. Will you sing with me? What's the weather? What's the weather? Can you tell? Can you tell? Is the sun shining? Is the rain falling? Can you tell? Can you tell? What's the weather like where you live? Where I live, it's a cloudy day. When I look outside, I don't see the sunshine and I don't see blue skies. Instead, I see white and gray clouds. And my temperature chart is on blue. So that means that it's so cold at my house. Okay, friends, it's time to move on to the letter of the week. Does anybody remember what sound this letter makes? Very good. Can we make that sound together? Ready? Eh. This letter says eh. And does anybody know what letter this is? You're absolutely right. This is a lowercase I, and I says eh. I wonder what I'll find in my number and letter box today. Remember, friends, what I have inside here starts with the letter I. Are you ready for your first clue? All right. This is something that's found inside of a pen, and it's used to write with. This sounds a little bit tricky. Does anybody have any guess? Are you ready to see what it is? You're right. This is a pen, but pen doesn't start with the letter I. Instead, I'm talking about the ink that's inside of the pen, and ink is what makes the pen write. I is for ink. Now it's time to move on to the number of the week. Does anybody know what number this is? 7, just like our song, 7 Days in a Week. So let's hold up 7 fingers. 5 and 2 more make 7. Now it's time to count what I have inside of my number box. Gather them all up in my hand. Do you see what I have? They're small rocks, what I call pebbles. I'm going to line them up and then we can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pebbles. Yesterday we learned about rocket ships, but today we're going to discuss a slower form of transportation. Have you ever heard of a hot air balloon? Well, a hot air balloon is exactly what it sounds like. It's a large balloon filled up with heated air, and underneath is a basket that is attached to the balloon, and people can ride in it. How exciting does that sound? Now, a hot air balloon is not meant for traveling long distances, but instead it's used for people to get a nice view of something from way up above. And unfortunately, I don't have a real hot air balloon to show you, but I thought that I could do something on a slightly smaller scale instead. So here I have a glass bottle, and inside I have some white vinegar. Now, I didn't fill it up all the way, just about a quarter of the way. And I also have a balloon, and inside of my balloon I have some baking soda. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch out the opening of the balloon so that it can fit around the opening of the glass jar. So there we go. The balloon is around the glass jar. Now, what do you think is going to happen when I empty the baking soda inside and it mixes with the white vinegar? Are you ready to see? So I'm going to lift up the balloon and dump the baking soda into the white vinegar, and look at what's happening to the balloon. The baking soda and vinegar are bubbling and fizzing together, and look at the balloon. It's inflating. Now, if this was a real hot air balloon, the air inside the balloon would be heated by a burner, and then the balloon would begin to float because heat rises. But I thought that it would be neat to watch a balloon inflate this way. Let's move on to our word tray activity. You have been working so hard on recognizing your letters and the sounds they make at the beginning of circle time. I thought that it would be a good time to start practicing writing the letters yourself. For today's work, you will need some lowercase letter flashcards, which you can always make by yourself, some sand or salt, and a plate. Start off by pouring the sand or the salt onto the plate. Now we don't want too much, just enough to cover the bottom like this. There we go. Now let's see what letter I have first. Do you remember this letter? This letter says S, and I'm going to trace over the letter with my finger. S. This is the letter S. Now I'm going to write the letter S on my plate, right in the salt. The letter S. S says S. When you're ready to move on to the next card, gently shake your plate, and now you have a smooth start. Here's my next letter. Do you remember what letter sound this says? This letter says R. Let's trace over it with your finger. R. And what letter is this? This is the letter R. Now I'm going to write that in the salt. R. The letter R. Time to go on to the next one. Gently shake the plate. This letter says P, P, P. And this is the letter P. The letter P says P, P, P. Once you feel comfortable with your lowercase letters, you can move on to uppercase letters. But before you write the letter, make sure to say the letter sound it makes first. Let's get back to circle time. Welcome back, friends. I had so much fun learning with you today, and I especially enjoyed watching the balloon inflate. Now, even though it wasn't a real hot air balloon, it was still a fun experiment to test out. Do you remember why a hot air balloon flies? Well, the balloon fills up with hot air, and because heat rises, the balloon begins to float. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel and also check me out on outschool.com for interactive and live classes. Before we go, we have one last song to sing. Let's wave goodbye like this, and we'll sing, goodbye friends, goodbye friends, goodbye friends, I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.